Terry Shaughnessy messaged me last night and said the greatest guitarist of his generation, a member of the Paul Weller Band, well, a member of Paul Weller, the Songbook Collective, Ocean Colour Scene, and also touring with the Specials, the legend, the genius, that is Steve Cradock.
Nothing else to say.
How are you, mate?
How you doing, man?
Yeah.
Good, yeah, thank you. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, good. I'm really good. I want to get to know all about the Songbook Collective. I know that you've got an album, so we're going to break it down bits and pieces. We were just having a chat there off air that you've been in Ireland this weekend with Ocean Colour Scene, so we want to touch upon all the stuff that you're doing with Ocean Colour Scene, because it's 20 years of the great Moseley Shoals album as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, believe it or not. And and we're off to play, not this next weekend, but the weekend after. We're playing that in Moseley Park, which is going to be, I think we did it a few years ago, to be honest, but I think it's going to be quite a landmark gig, really. It's going to be, we're all really revved up for that anyway. And sort of playing Moseley Shoals in Moseley Park, it's going to be, it's kind of where we used to go and smoke dope. I don't know if you can say that on your station, but it's where we used to go and put flowers in our and all that caper, back in the day when we was recording the actual album. So I think that'd be a really nice couple of evenings.
You see, the thing is, Steve, when you're talking to Gabby, you can be yourself. You can let your hair down. It's all about the music. Yeah. It's all about what we do. And not far away, I mean, that private park there in Moseley is a beautiful setting. It's a wonderful park, and it's not too far away from the old Jug that's now a curry house that you used to gig at as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we went there recently to do something for the One Show. It's quite strange. I went upstairs to have a little look around, and it's full of prayer rooms now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, I think that was not far from the. You used to have to get changed in the toilet at the Jug of Ale. And I first saw Oasis there. They were supporting my town, and I remember going into the toilet to sort of say hello to them all. And Liam Gallagher sort of pulled me into one of the cubicles. He was going, "Hey, mate, get that up your fucking nose." And then I was sort of revisiting it, and it's now a prayer room. I was thinking, oh, how things change.
Yeah, probably Liam hasn't, but that has. But that was. Would you say that was your most iconic album as Ocean Colour Scene? It's certainly the best-selling one, I'm guessing. I mean, the Riverboat song, yeah. Chris Evans with TGI Fridays, that was, that was the show, really, that broke you, wasn't it, with Chris, with that, the Riverboat song?
It was definitely Chris Evans who broke us. I mean, a lot of people say either Paul Weller or Noel Gallagher, but it was Chris Evans putting it on Radio 1, actually. He put it single of the week, 2 weeks on the run, which was kind of unheard of, I guess. And so the sort of whole nation heard that track, and, it could have, yeah. So, in answer to your question, I suppose it is our most iconic album. And it is in a way, when you come out and even though we've been around for quite a few years and we've done a shitty album before, there's nothing like that first album. When you've had enough years to sort of get it together to make sure that what you're trying to say and what you're playing is great, and to repeat that is nearly impossible. And it's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think it is. I think it's sort of what we will class as our first proper album and probably our best. It's all downhill from there.
No, I don't think so. I think that everything that you've done, Steve, I would say, again, my opinion, and music is all about opinions. I think that you're the greatest band ever to come out of Birmingham. I know some of you have come out of Solihull, but a classic like Birmingham and Solihull as one. And I think that you've made some brilliant albums, some great songs. And 2 tracks on there, I'm not looking at the playlist, this is just from memory. Was it Policemen and Pirates? I love that.
Yeah.
And One for the Road. Yeah. Is that about something that happened to you guys personally, or where did the lyrics from that resonate from?
I think the lyric in the third verse was written about Simon's cousin.
Got ya.
Who passed away too early, and I mean you'd have to ask Foxy what it's all about, Alfie. But I think it's about that. Yeah, and it's a really that's a big. It goes down really well live, that tune as well.
Yeah.
The road.
Yeah. I think there's lots of them, and as I say, it is on the certainly Friday the 15th of July. It's sold out, isn't it, at the Moseley Park? and all the best.
Sold out years ago.
Yeah, I know. I think you sold out in about 10 minutes, didn't you? As soon as it went online, it sold.
I didn't mean that. I meant we sold out years ago anyway. So that kind of went over your head, didn't it?
Yeah, a lot of things go. There's no air, Steve, to keep anything on my head, mate. And yeah, let's go forward a little bit to the Songbook Collective. Talk to me about the latest project, because I'm looking at you guys and you've been playing together with Paul for some times. I've seen you that many times it's untrue, and I look at you on stage. You're all great musicians, singers, songwriters, photographers. Crofty done the one documentary about Paul Weller. There is just such talent and energy, and I think it's a very exciting project, and I can't wait to hear this new album from the Songbook Collective. So you tell me all about it.
Yeah, I will. It's obviously Paul's backing band, and Paul was he was really busy for the last few years and decided he was going to take this year out and to write. He's doing the theme music for and the music for the film called Jawbone. It's a Johnny Harris film. Who's another mate and a great bloke. And so I think it was Stevie Pilgrim. He was just going, "What are we going to be? What are we going to be doing? Are we all going to have to go and get proper jobs?" Yeah. Or anyway, I think it was a suggestion, and we just thought, well, let's go and try and get a few gigs. Because we all do solo stuff. I think Pilgrim's done. I think he's done he's on his 4th solo album. You've obviously got the Moons with Andy Crofts and Ben Goodelier. Andy Lewis he's put out loads of stuff. Lewis, and he's a really good remixer as well. And I've got my solo stuff. So we thought we could sort of make a gig out of it anyway. And as it's turned out, it kind of really works well as a little evening out. Really, I think it showcases really well. It showcases Steve Pilgrim's voice and his songwriting, which I don't think many people. Well, he does gigs, so that's unfair to say many people, but I think it shows people how great he is anyway. And it goes through all the different characters of the band, and it just seems like a good idea. And we all play together well, so we've kind of instantly got a good band without going on trumpet. But it just works well. It's really nice. We all know each other on a social level. It's not a pain in the arse to do. It's we all get on, and then we kind of end the set on the Moons gear. But so it just kind of builds this set. Andy Lewis's stuff is kind of really either dancey or really eccentric. Yeah. And so there's a lot of shades and colours in it all, and it's good fun. So then we booked some more gigs in October, and I think again, Steve Pilgrim, it should be like a careers opportunity teacher or something, Steve Pilgrim, because he was like, "Oh, listen, we should do an album." We was thinking, what, just compile tracks that we've done before, and then it's decided anyway to write 3 songs each and record it in a couple of days, which we did. And I feel like I'm chatting too much about it, but that was the basic, the premise of it all. And we've kind of done it. And Andy Lewis at the moment is mixing it, and Andy Crofts is sorting out the artwork. So yeah. What
I love is musicians just talking about the music, and you can never talk too much, because that is what it's all about. Now, you could also do another album with some of the other songs that you've already got, because as you've alluded to, I mean, the one from left field is Andy Lewis, because he writes. I love some of the songs, especially "Are You Trying to Be Lonely" that he done with Paul. And
that's a great song. Really good.
One of my favourite songs.
I played drums on that, by the way.
Okay.
I don't know if it matters, but it's just quite funny, and it's a great song though.
Yeah, he's strong, and
great vocal on it.
He's got some. I love Magic Custard as well, because when the Custard House was in Birmingham and we'd done a few shows, that was our theme music to our shows at the Custard House, the Magic Custard.
Was it? Ah, right, okay.
Yeah.
The Custard Factory. I always thought it was about wanking, that song. He tells me it's about something else. I don't really believe him.
Oh dear. But going back to your going on the road, I've got the dates. On the 14th, you're Under the Bridge in London in October. Right. On the 15th, the Old Market in Brighton. Then the 16th, the Guildhall in Swansea. And on the 21st of October, the Aquarium at Lowestoft. So you've got 4 dates at the moment. Will you be adding any more dates to it? And because you have toured previously, didn't you? I think, was it April, May time this year with the band?
We've definitely got more dates coming.
Good.
I think we're going up to Scotland for a little session up there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think we played Birmingham yet, so I'm really gutted if Birmingham wasn't on it. And, but the plan is, with this Songbook Collective album, is I think, as opposed to knocking it out onto selling it, I think we're just going to try and sell vinyl at these gigs.
Yeah.
Just because, number one, it will help sell the gigs. Number two, we just thought it'd be a really great idea that if you turned up, you could buy a vinyl of new songs, as opposed to, it sort of either gets out on straight away on Spotify or iTunes or blah, 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 or I don't know what you call them these days. But we thought it'd be great if you were a fan and you came to see the gig and then you could leave with a new album on your arm on a 180 milligram vinyl.
I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea, yeah. So that's what we do. That's another reason we're doing it for. And then maybe put it out to be bought in either online or whatever you do after the gigs.
Yeah.
We thought, the collective we.
Yeah.
But we definitely going to add more dates to that anyway. I think I've heard there's about 12 to 18 gigs, I thought.
Sounds.
But where they are, I'm not sure.
Sounds wonderful. But make sure you definitely come to Birmingham, because you did play the Coventry Empire, didn't you, back in May?
Yeah, we did, yeah. Yeah, which is nice. I mean, all the gigs have been nice, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I would like to play Birmingham.
Yeah, we'd like you to play Birmingham as well. Now, I'm guessing that you're not going to do any covers because you're just doing your own tracks. But if you was going to do a Paul Weller cover, what cover would you like to do?
Well, we have been playing our school because the Guns do it, and Andy Crofts used to sing it.
Yeah, he has.
He used to do it with Paul.
Yeah.
And also, I've been singing Riverboat Song. I don't know if you is that classed as a cover?
Not really, because it's yours. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. But we try and sort of end it on a bit of a knees up at the end for a little encore thing, if we're lucky enough to get an encore.
Yeah.
And but what was the question? If you wanted to,
if you were going to do a Paul Weller cover track, what one would it be?
I don't know. I mean, I've always wanted to do Carnation, really.
Yeah. Well, you did with Liam, didn't you?
I don't. It's a difficult thing, isn't it? Because we kind of all talk about the fact that it would be a bit of a shit thing to do, really. I think we've kind of taken it enough being Paul's band and doing it like that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We wouldn't is the answer to that.
Yeah. I think it's a great answer as well, by the way. But I remember watching you at Warwick at the castle, and I always liken you as like Paul Weller's right hand man. You seem that close to Paul, and when you done Foot and your guitar solo in that wonderful track, Paul shouted out to the crowd about how wonderful you are and bowed to you. Now, Paul Weller bowing to you I looked at that and I just thought, do you know what Cradock is? The guy is a genius on that guitar, and some of the riffs that you've produced are absolutely fantastic, mate.
Oh, nice one. I thought he was calling me a wanker. I couldn't hear what he said.
Well, he did actually. The first time we hooked up, when we went on the backstairs at the Wolf Civic, he actually did call you that, and I said, did he call it me? Because I'm going to claim that. And that was the night that I did shake the hand of God. What's the title of the new album, Steve? What's it going to be called?
I don't know.
Okay.
It sounds a bit lame, but it might just be called the Songbook Collective. I don't know. I don't know.
Call it I don't know.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know, maybe.
And you've done a recent interview with Rachel Brown at Northern Exposure. You put down one of your heroes was Dick Dastardly.
Dick Dastardly? No, I didn't.
You did?
No.
You seriously did? I read it, because I'm thinking, how come it wasn't Muttley? Because he was a right little bastard as well. And also the Gibson. Are you still playing the Gibson?
Yeah, I do. I play Gibson Les Paul and I play Gibson ES335.
Yeah.
And I kind of like them two guitars. But Dick Dastardly, that's a new one on me. I've got to be honest with you.
Okay.
But he's a dude, I think. He's a dude, isn't he? Even Top Cat.
Yeah. Oh, hold on, I thought we was losing you there. And I've got to say as well, Steve, you must be one of the sharpest dressers in the music industry as well. I mean, do you have your suits tailor-made? Because you always look absolutely bang on. You look every inch a superstar on that stage.
Right, that's funny what makeup can do, isn't it? But I don't really know. I have done in the past, don't get me wrong, but I get given quite a few bits. Paul gives me some clothes that I then get sort of tailored again, and then I get the suits I've got at the moment I'm wearing. I get given by Adapter Clothing.
Okay.
Which is very, very kind of me. I'd like to give them a shout out.
Yeah.
And in fact, a funny thing was in Wales, and when we go out touring with Paul, we've got these flight cases with little wardrobes. They're very flash, you know what I mean, and you keep all your stuff in it. And I share with Mrs. Andy Lewis. And to be fair, the top part of my wardrobe is really smart. All my suits are out and the shirts, and it was all smart. But my bottom drawer, and I was in the toilet, right? I was having a pony in the toilet, and I could hear him, Mrs. Lewis, and Paul talking, and they was opening the bottom drawer of my wardrobe. Yeah. And the bottom drawer was just, it's a right mess, right? All the jumpers were screwed up, and it was a bit of a mess, I will admit that. But I could hear them both going, he can't be a fucking mod, he's not a mod, look at the state of his wardrobe. So I come out of the toilet, they're going, Paul goes to me, he goes, you're not a mod, mate. He says, chop out, he says, you can't be a mod. And I was like, what are you on about? He goes, we've just been through your wardrobe. I was like, oh no. So I'm obviously not that well smartly dressed.
Well, you certainly are on stage, and everybody needs a bit of a messy draw from now and then. You've also got another album coming out with P.P. Arnold. Tell us about that as well, Steve.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. It started out, and P.P. Arnold came to live with me for a few months back in 1998 in Birmingham, and we would just hang out a lot. Yeah. And I had a little recording, like a little reel-to-reel stuff there in my front room, and we would just do demos. And I've just recently moved house again, sort of fast forward, what was that, 15 odd years, and I found the masters. So I got them, I've had to listen to them, and I just thought they were amazing. Those stuff we did, just a version of Shoot the Dove, a song, it's a Weller B-side. There was a version of I'm Only Dreaming, and there was the version that we released of Different Drum. So there was about 4 or 5 tunes on these. There's a great tune as well called You've Got Me Falling in Love Again, which I still don't know who that's by. I think it was played to me by Paolo Hewitt many years ago. Anyway, there's these songs that I found on Reel to Reel, and I thought it would be a shame not to finish what we'd started, really. So I did a little rough mix of them and sent them over to Pat, who's now living in Spain. And she got back and she was like, it sounds great, let's try and finish it. So I think it's about from this April time, she's been over to mine for the 3rd time now. She's coming over next week, I think it is. Mm-hmm. In fact, she is coming over next week. Yeah. So we've done 3 sessions, and at the moment we've got like 12 tracks kind of done, and they're kind of where are they? I've got drums and bass. Howard Panther played bass on it for me, which is amazing. Yeah. And I've got Tony Coote, my solo drummer, to play the kit on it. And I don't know what else to say about that, apart from it sounds amazing. Yep. I didn't want to make a soul album, you know, the way that you can kind of people make these, and they try and make it sound like a really posh version of I didn't want to do that anyway. I wanted it to sound like, kind of like her singing over what my solo albums are like. Yep. You know, that kind of piano, 12-string acoustic, kind of just the way my sort of solo stuff sounds, really. And I thought it would be nice to hear her, because she's soulful anyway, but she talks and Pat's soulful, you know, obviously. And so I didn't want to make a funk record or a soul record. Not that I could anyway. You know what I mean? Who am I kidding? But I wanted it to be kind of I don't know the word to describe it. Just really simple. Really. Organic. Great melodies, great songs. Organic, if you like. That's a word that can be used. But also, I chose the songs. There's a beautiful song called Daltrey Street that a guy called a young guitar player in a band called Cupid, and Jake Fletcher, he plays in my solo band. He wrote this song called Daltrey Street, which is amazing, like, and they're not even Oscar, they're young bucks then, like, and they think that their newer stuff's better than their old stuff. So I've managed to nab that song. And there's another great song called Baby Blue, who was written by Steve Grizzle, who was in a Birmingham band in the mid-80s called The Boaty Man. I don't know if you remember them.
No, I wasn't familiar with them, but I've heard of them.
Yeah, but I mean, they did some amazing songs, The Boaty Man, and how they never made it on, you know, but it's the right time at the right place or something, whatever they call it. Anyway, but I've had that song away, I've had the Baby Blue, and we've done versions of Still Trying. Pat's written a couple of songs, their old songs that she did with her son Kojo. So there's kind of a mixed match of all these really lovely songs, and I'm really excited about it. Yeah, it's cool.
Superb. And you know, your last solo album, Travel Wild, Travel Free. I thought it was absolute belting album. Some great songs on there. Really, really strong album. When's the next Steve Cradock solo album like that going to be dropping?
I don't know. I've got a collection of songs at the moment. I've got about maybe half an album's worth, but I just haven't had time really to sort of think or to get stuck into it. Mm-hmm. Paul wrote a song for me, actually, or gave me a song called I Am the Player Man, which is a really, really nice tune. And I did a co-write with Charlene Spiteri from Texas, which is nice. And so I just kind of, I'm up for working with other people, really, you know.
Yeah.
I've got, you know, Kyle from The View.
Okay, yeah.
He's said he's written something over a track that I had, but I just saw the other day that he's been arrested on a plane in France, hasn't he? And he's now in rehab in Thailand. So
that might be dropping next year sometime, or the year after that.
What can I say?
Well, you don't want to be in a cell in Thailand. That might never come out. Oh dear God. Yeah, and
so it's in the pipeline, I guess. I don't know, maybe
brilliant.
Next year.
And Paul Weller, when's Paul back on the road? When's Paul going to be doing a new album? Because I actually get withdrawal symptoms by not having something new from Paul Weller, who I always call God, because in my opinion, Weller is God.
Yeah, okay. He's working on an album at the moment.
Yeah.
I think that's all I'm allowed to say.
Yeah, that's fine.
But he's working on it, and it's sounding amazing.
I think everything he's ever done sounds amazing. From the days of like when I was a kid and I got into the jam, you know, his music has shaped my life. If you look at my life and the soundtrack to my life, it would be a jam, a Style Council, or a Paul Weller track. Because he just writes the most beautiful songs that connect with thousands and millions of us people. Yeah.
Funny enough, I always listen to Radio 6, right?
Yeah.
And if I might apologise, but I really like that radio station. And this morning they played Beat Surrender, so I sort of belted it up and sort of dancing to it in the kitchen. And because that was the first single I bought, and it's just great. I've not heard it in a long while, really, but it's just such an amazing song, I thought.
I love the Top of the Pops appearance, because in those days you couldn't say bullshit is bullshit, and Paul had to mime the words bullfrogs are bullfrogs. He looked really uncomfortable doing that in his white jumper, but you know, those were the days.
Those were the days.
Yeah, Steve, we're gonna when are you touring with the Specials, by the way? Because we've got to give a shout out to the Specials.
Yeah, I'm going to America with them for a month in September.
Okay.
And then there's the UK tour, which I think's November. Maybe just going over into December. Yeah. Yeah, but there's it's sounding great. And they've got Gary Powell, who's playing the drums with them since the really sad departure of JP.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, it's really awful news, isn't it? But he's sort of keeping the end up. Gary's keeping the end up, and it's sounding great.
Superb. Right, we're gonna let you go. Can I thank you so much for your time? Is there anything else that you want to get a shout out to before? And don't apologise on my radio shows for giving any other radio station a shout, because I do that. I mean, Brum Radio do great things in Birmingham with Robin Valk and the team there, and I will shout from the rooftops all radio stations that play real music, because it's all about joining together, having a bit of unity and sharing the love of the music, because, you know, that's what we're all in it for. And I've got a choice here for you. Do you want us to go out with either Shark Fin, Dreaming My Life Away, 10,000 Times, Magic Hour, or something better? It's up to you, boss.
Yeah, just play them. Yeah, that'd be great. And yeah, I'll tell you what else you should play. Right, it's cooking on three burners. This girl, that tune. Do you know that?
No.
It's a new, well, relatively new single. You should have a listen to it. It's great.
Cooking on Three Burners.
That's the one.
And it's by who,
That's
Steve?
what they're called. And the song, yeah, it's on vinyl. The song's called This Girl.
This Girl, right? Okay. That will be my record of the week next week on the Biscuit Boys show.
Great.
No worries.
It's nice speaking to you.
Lovely. Cheers, Steve. Thanks so much for your time. Also, what I want to do, I want to get you into do a live lounge. You guys, the Songbook Collective, we've got a live lounge, So-Called Studios in Acox Green. It's got a bang-on sound. Ryan does a professional job there, and I'd love to get you in one Saturday afternoon, all of yours, and we can have a chat, we can have a beer, and we can play some magic music.
Sounds lovely.
Top man.
Definitely be up to that.
Lovely.
All right, nice one.
Cheers, Steve.
See you in a bit.
Thank you.
Bye, man.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye now.